Okay, I think everything is working now. Can you guys hear me and the music?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I
Hello.
was having some issues with audio on the secondary stuff, so. Alright, so I think we're good. So I am just going to jump right into it. I know Frankie was missed last week, but he'll have to figure it out. Let me find this. This should have already been going. There we go. All right, so when we finished off, that is a little loud for me. 1 second. I'm going to turn it down. There we go. Let me make sure that is on. That'll turn the volume down when I speak. Okay, so I think we're actually ready. So let's go ahead and we will have, who was the person we needed to add to the map? I'll throw him in the back. He's human, we can't. We'll put him in the purple. So Heyman, you can go ahead and roll initiative. When we last finished up, they had fought a couple of zombies right here at the entrance. The bodies are still there. The door that he's standing in front of is open. Arthanol, can you see through that door? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Oh yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Or Jason, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. So can your character see through that door?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So what I need to do is that. So now you can see that. Now, Heyman, if you haven't already, you did. Everybody rolled into. So when we finished up, you guys had ended here. You heard some chanting and some strange incantations from the other side of the door, and then it opened up when the zombies died, and that's where we ended it. So with that, we can go ahead and start. It looks like our first person to go is not that guy. We need to go up to Morton.
I'm going to move forward around that wall, but remain in the where I can still see at least a little bit.
You can see there is light coming from the other side of the door, so you can you can see where Arthanol is, which is normally beyond your light. So when the door opened up, light's been pouring out. It's not a bright light, but you can tell there's some kind of fire. You know, it's amber light, so it's either a torch or a bright fire source somewhere beyond. And you can see shadows in front of it, a couple of them, in fact. So
Well, I'm just going to move forward
purple.
Down into the room there. I'm going to grab my guy and move it.
You're going to move to there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so you can see those gentlemen there. Want to do anything else?
Can I move that far up and give somebody a whack with a mace, +1 mace there through the doorway?
You can move up to and swing at one of them. Yes, you can. Thank you for telling me that, Charles. I completely missed it. I had it still on the starting screen. But now he can see it. Alrighty, there you go. You're nose to nose with two guys. Both of them look pretty evil. And I know two of those tokens look like they have hair, but they're all bald. Looks like you missed. Move on to Heyman. Yeah, you can also see over there in that corner towards the door. You can, because there's light coming through. So.
All right, I will move up here, go after unidentified creature number 3.
Go for it.
I seem nobody tried to talk to these guys. They don't look like they're in a talking mood. So,
well, he said they're bald. They must be evil.
yeah.
They're all wearing the same kind of robes that you've encountered before from the guys that you fought before that had the death, the whole unholy symbols of death.
Oh, okay.
Of Nerul. So they look like they're wearing the same kind of stuff. They kind of got the same looks, as far as they shaved heads, that sort of thing. The
Good
only
enough for
thing
me.
that looks a little different is there's one up in the back that's wearing plate armor and it's got a black helm over his head. It kind of looks like one of the guys from the Lord of the Rings.
All right. As soon as I move up, I'll point at that guy and say, after I kill this jackass, you're next. I'm going to hit this guy. Nope.
Well, it might be a minute.
Yeah, I got to toy with him first, make him think he's going to win. And that's my turn.
So you hear a laugh that comes from the person in armor, and it sounds feminine. Camillus.
Oh, maybe I won't kill her.
All right. I see everybody move up, and I hear the sounds of battle. Move to where I can see. It may determine I may move a little further. We'll see. Continue to move down to there. Stop.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
And Werner.
All right, I will move down so that I can see what's going on here, but I'm going to move straight down the wall here.
Okay.
Right there.
Okay.
Hey, look at that.
Yep. You guys should be able to see everything.
Yeah.
There is a strange Camillus. When you got that close, in fact, Morden and Heyman, when you guys moved in closer to where they were, you guys kind of felt a little disturbed. Something has you looking over your shoulder, or you have this feeling in the pit of your stomach that something is not right. And it kind of causes you to see these sort of shadows in the corners of your eyes and that sort of thing. You seem a little distracted. Arthanol.
There's no room for me to move up and attack in melee. So I think I'll put my swords away and pull out my longbow. Get ready to shoot next turn.
Okay. Alrighty, Corey, what are you doing, sir? Oh, where is he? He's not on the map. He should be on the map. Oh, wait, he's way up there. Never mind.
I see me.
Okay. Yeah, I had it zoomed in a little too close and couldn't see it. And I have the center on person who has initiative off.
Gonna move right there.
Anything else?
No, get ready to cast a heal spell next round.
Alrighty. All right. So the first thing that happens is I need, since you are the first person in open sight that they can see, you see that character back there, that NPC in the back with the black armor, start casting a spell, and it forms in this glowing bright ball and then kind of points in your direction. It flies off towards your eyes. I need you to make a save versus spells. Payment. That is a failure. So what happens is, of course, the bright light gets in your eyes and causes you to be blind. This other one is going to cast the exact same looking spell at Corey. Corey, I need you to make a save versus spells. casting these so that they have a marked cast. I'm letting you guys roll on your own. I don't want to, force you to.
Oh,
Was that you rolling or me? Because I'm letting you roll on your own, Corey. I need you to make a save versus spells.
1 second.
And Eamon, you can ignore that. That was just me clicking stuff to make sure the spell was used. Okay, that is definitely a failure. So you also are blinded by the bright lights in your eyes. You can't see. This guy is going to swing his club at Eamon. Wow, those dice are loud. Wow, 3, really? A 3? Come on. I'm going to roll terribly for my bad guys like I did last week. And this one is going to swing at Morden with his club. And wow, he missed too. That's pretty depressing. This guy in the back is going to pick a target. And since Haymond and Corey have been blinded with light, this guy is going to target Camillus. Camillus, please give me a save versus spells. All these guys have light spell, apparently. Oh, wow.
Oh, goodness.
All you guys.
that is some bogus.
I'm letting you guys roll, so it's not me this time. Alrighty. Roll initiative.
Well, I know what I was gonna do.
Yeah, I have a good idea what you were going to do too.
Try something else. It's still they end up screwing us all over.
Looks like everybody but you has rolled.
I threw it on there. It didn't show up.
Nope. There we go. Alrighty, Werner. Give me 2d4.
You got it.
Alrighty. Go ahead and cast it. And where were you going to target it? Center it? You can just point or say which one.
On undead 8, or unidentified, not undead, unidentified creature 8.
Alrighty, so it affects 2 of them, and that would be the 2 in the back. So if you target 8 and 6, and put the effect on them.
All right, I want to cast the spell first. I'll target him first.
There we go. Those 2. Fall asleep in the back. Good job. So he's asleep. He can't do anything. And he's asleep. He can't do anything. Camillus, what are you trying to do?
He was going to cast grease. He was going to try to target the 4 guys there up front.
Uh-huh. What does it say you need to see to cast that?
No, it doesn't. It actually doesn't. It just affects an area. So there would be a chance.
1 second. Range we cast time. Blah, blah. Okay, so I tell you what. Give me a intelligence check with a situational modifier of 5, since that's the highest button you can click there.
-5?
Yeah, just click the -5 and then do the intelligence check.
Okay.
And you can do it out in the open. All right, so now give me 1, 2, 3. Give me a D8. Okay, so now give me a D10. So what? That's the direction. This is the misjudgment of distance. So that's going to be 10 feet off north. So you wanted to put it like right in the middle of those guys. So you're going to drop it north, but 10 feet south, which would be just shy, just a little west of Corey. So I'm going to say it's going to be right about here. So it's a 10-foot cube. Yeah?
Yep.
Let me see if I can draw something. Come on. That doesn't look like 10 foot. That does. Oh, why am I clicking on you? Oh, what?
I'm running away.
I don't know what the hell's going on there. I know it says 20, but that is not 20.
Yeah, it is. It's 20 foot.
These aren't. These
No,
are
it'd be
5
10
foot
foot beside.
squares.
Yeah, these are 5.
It's 20
Why
square
is-
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it should
Actually,
be 10
100
across.
square feet.
No,
If
it is
you
100
look at
square
it,
feet.
it says it's 20 feet across. Hold on a sec. Why? These are supposed to be 5 foot squares. There we go. Now we're better. I was wondering why when you guys were moving, it was showing that you guys had much farther distance than I expected. There we go. All right, so that's better. 10 foot. Drop it right there. All right, so I need Arthanol and Corey to make, I believe, saving throws. Am I correct? Brian?
You gotta move me back.
Yeah, you were right. Up there, yeah.
Yep,
So,
that was right
yeah,
there.
you and Arthanol, the only two need to make saves, and this is to see if you slip and fall.
Save versus spell.
Yes. So, made it save, and Arthanol did not. So what happens is you kind of stumble forward. You are out of the effect where I put you. But Arthanol, you slip, your bow goes flying in the air, and you fall down and crash in all your plate mail armor. You can go ahead and cast a spell, Brian, to get it, to get it counted.
That's
Morden, you hear the person wearing the armor saying some words. You know that sort of Slytherin, sort of snaky sound that they made in Harry Potter. That's kind of what it sounds like, and then you hear this loud hiss. All right, Morden, what do you want to do?
Well, my strength isn't very high. I was thinking about just charging in there and trying to knock people down, but I'm worried I won't be very successful. Is the guy in front of me bigger than me? Taller?
They're all about average human size, so anywhere between 5'5" and 6 foot, somewhere around in there.
Well, that's my height.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm just going to hit him with my mace and call it good and see if I can actually hit him this time.
Go for
Let's
it.
find out. Ah!
Oh, that is a miss. The area that you're in just seems to be very disturbing. But he is not, so he is going to swing at you with his club. And that hits.
Ah!
For 3. Parthenol, you effectively it has messed up your entire round of action. You will need to spend basically the entire round sliding out of the, if you want to get out of it, which I would recommend you do, because every round that you're in it, you're just going to have to save or fall. to get out of it and get to a spot where you're not sliding all over the place.
I'm going to reach over and grab on the Camelot's leg and drag myself out of this giant grease spot.
All right. Well, you grab a hold of him, you start pulling yourself southward, and you bump into the chair. You remember the chair was there, so you grab hold of the arm and lift yourself up, and eventually you kind of, move yourself to where you're almost sitting in the chair, but you're out of the grease. But it's you, and you've lost your bow because it's in the grease. So there you are.
Camelot thinks he succeeded because he cast a spell and heard somebody fall.
Well, it was a lot closer than you intended.
Well, okay. Next round, we'll check and see if I figure out I've messed up.
Arthanol can certainly
Does it
tell you.
smell like
that.
French fries? That's what I want to know.
They're going to tell me. I mean, somebody's going to have to tell me or you won't know.
Most worrisome is that our escape route is blocked.
Just got to let him know.
All right,
I fight
so
better in the dark, so I'm going to stick this guy.
Yeah, you only have a -2, right?
Right, so I just add a +2 to offset it.
Yeah, do that, please. Yeah, it may auto adjust. I don't remember if it's in there, but we'll see when it rolls.
There we
That
go.
don't matter. Look at that.
Hot
shit.
damn.
Crunch.
Thanks for turning the lights off. Now I don't have so many distractions.
Look at that. Oh, is he going to die right off? Yes, he does. You take him smooth
Nice
out.
shot.
Good job.
So I think you have an offhand, although you don't. You don't know the position of anything else.
Yeah, I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to
Okay.
hold my position defensively.
Okay. Corey, blinded Corey. What are you doing? It says you were
Did
going to
it-
cast Cure
Yeah,
Moderate
did my spell get interrupted?
Wounds.
I
No.
made my save.
By the book, I think if you have to make a save while you're casting, it interrupts it. But I'm not going to worry about that right now because I'm not sure. So, but I mean, if you're trying to cast, well, I mean, I would rather rule in the benefit, of your benefit than me just saying you lost your spell. But you are blind, and who are you casting Cure Moderate on? Yourself or
Was
somebody
gonna
else?
Cast it on myself.
Okay, then you're fine. You don't need to roll. So go ahead, do it. Cast it and apply the modifier. That's a lot of dice. Go and roll for initiative, please. Just waiting on Corey. There he goes. First person is Werner. What are you doing? Looks like casting Flaming Sphere. Where are you dropping it?
I'm going to drop it right on Mr. Unidentified Creature, the guy in the plate armor.
Okay. I need you to give me a save versus spells, please, before you do that. As you are looking through the distance between you and them, things look a little odd and off. The distances seem to be distorted, and the room seems to be. It's like almost like you see the waves when there's really a lot of heat. But it's even more dramatic. So you're kind of confused, and you failed your save. So what's going to happen is you're going to the distance is not going to be exactly where you wanted it. So what I'll do, where are you going to the angle of where you want to place it is going to be fine. But I need you to give me a D10, please.
D10 coming up.
So it's 40. Well, not 40. So that'll be 20 feet. And I would need to know whether it's south or north. So we'll use a percentile, and if it's below 50, it is south. So do that. basically what we're determining is where it randomly is placed. So it's going to go past him at 20 feet, which would put it, we'll just say it's right against the wall because otherwise it'll not be on the map. Let me see if I can find, I know we had a ball for this at once. One time. There we go. Here it is. I'll put that there. Yeah. So it's right just on the other side of the brazier there.
Okay.
And then next round, I think you can move it. It's not near anything other than a table with some papers and books and stuff. And it's within 5 feet, I suspect. Yeah. So the items that are on there immediately begin to smolder and catch fire. And the bed does too.
Okay.
You can go ahead and cast the spell. Arthanol.
I'm gonna draw my sword and then move up and stand next to Heyman near the wall.
Okay, show me where you want to go. Awesome. Right there, got it. As you step from where you were in that, where the chair is, you remember that kind of description I gave the other guys when they move closer. You get that same feeling moving in. It's like something is watching you. Something is in the pit of your stomach is telling you to leave, run, flee. And Corey.
I am going to get out the flask of holy water that I was given in town.
Okay. Is that
into the room?
Is that a pouch or is that a backpack?
Let's see where I put it.
And if it's not in anything, I'm going to say it's in your backpack.
Pouch small is where I put it.
There you go. Then you can pull it out and immediately use it.
Okay, I am going to try and throw it into the room where the bad guys were.
So you can go ahead and just roll a flat THAC0 roll, and you can do that from the front of your character sheet. Just double click the THAC0 number. Oh wow! That hits AC 20, which is really, really bad. You fling it in the room, but you misjudge because you think they're taller than they are, maybe. But you throw it like way above their head, and it clatters to the back of the room and shatters and doesn't hit anything.
Okay.
All right. So you can see, let's see, Morden's the only one that can see. I think Arthanol can see. And the person wearing the heavy armor is going to move through the sleeping people. And I haven't been making you guys worry about shit that's laying on the floor, so they're not going to worry about it. I'll stick it there though so you can see it. She moves up and she has the staff that she's wielding in one hand. Let me make sure I've got the description right. So she has a staff in one hand and a shield on the other. The head of the staff is a black adder snake. And she moved to that position, and it took her that round to get to that, so no attack this round. This guy is going to keep swinging at Morden. God, these guys are terrible. That one's asleep. Heyman. You hear a hissing snake in front of you.
I'm going to swing at it.
Go over it.
Ah! Get that snake split out of here. Oh, I forgot to target whatever it was.
AC 9 does not hit, just so you know.
That's a miss.
Yeah. You going with your offhand as well?
No, I'm just fighting one-handed right now.
Okay.
Can't
And
afford the other
Camillus.
penalty.
Gotcha.
I figured out that he put it in the wrong spot.
Well, you heard Arthanol, who was right behind you, fall down, and whether he cursed or not, I don't know. That's up to him to say.
Right.
Did
Well,
you
go
curse
ahead.
Arthanol? Did you
Yeah,
yell
I
and
heard.
complain? And okay, so
Yes.
you would definitely know that you've
right,
misjudged
he'll
distance
bring it
and
down.
position.
He can dismiss the spell. so that that area is not affected to bother us. So he'll do that.
Okay. I shall remove it.
And
anything else?
No, because if he tries to move, he may wander off up the hallway and just get lost. So he's going to stay right where he's at.
Okay. And this guy's asleep. And Morden.
Better watch out this time.
Just so you know, the priest in front of Haymond.
Look at that!
Look at that!
Oh, look at that! Nice.
Matter of time.
Yeah, it is. Roll some dice, man. Give me some damage. Oh, that was almost
That's
5.
all right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's max damage. Didn't take him out in one hit, though, like our swashbuckling fighter did. But good shot. Good show. I'm assuming you guys heard that.
Yes.
I'm going to try to stop repeating what they're saying because I say it every time. Not everybody has rolled. Burner.
I'm going to try and move my flaming sphere into the mass of bad guys there.
Okay.
I can move it 30 feet around, so it should have the range to get there.
Yes, let's see. So, where exactly do you want to move it through? If you can you even target and move that thing? I don't know if you can.
Well, let me pull up the spell real quick.
I know you can move the sphere. I meant the actual token on the map.
Ah, okay. Sorry.
You're good. It rolls over berries less than 4 feet tall, such as furniture, flammable substance instead of fire. Yeah, so the couch, the bed, and the whatever was on that stuff back there is burned. You can definitely roll over the sleeping guy because he's less than 4 feet tall. So he would need to save immediately. So if you can go ahead and target number 8, because it's going to, I'm assuming you're coming from his direction and rolling right over him and trying to land it right on the corpse of the thing in the middle, right?
Yeah, right in the middle.
Okay.
So I've targeted him.
And make him do the save.
The
yeah, and then if he doesn't, then give him the full blast of the 2d4 damage. He did not. You can go ahead and apply the damage to him. Okay, that does wake him up. Let me sort that real quick. He immediately wakes up because he's on fire. And then you're moving it to the center here.
Yep.
All right, so it's not on people, but it's within 5 feet of them.
Right.
Those within 5 feet of the surface also suffer 1d4 damage of heat damage, A6 for the same time. All right, so you need to target Adept 6. Actually, 6 automatically takes damage, so go ahead and roll the d4 on him.
Why -2?
You're not sure. But it does burn
Okay.
him and wake him up.
Okay.
And then make the other 2 save and see if they save. Number 12 and the priest thing, whatever it is. I don't know what it should. Unknown guy in the armor. Unknown soldier. Yeah, one of them saved. So the adept guy in the north saved, so he doesn't take any damage, but the one in the armor does, so you can apply the 1d4 to them.
I think I got the right guy targeted. I got the guy in the south.
Yep.
And I'll
that's
do the
one in the
1d4.
armor. Yep.
Same thing.
All
Burned
right.
him, but didn't burn him.
You can it caught fire, the clothing, and the priest, or the person in the armor just kind of pats his stuff down, and you hear this kind of feminine snicker.
Okay.
Heyman.
All right. Keep slashing at snake sounding whatever in front of me.
All right.
All right, let's go. Come on, baby. Nope, not today. Is this a
DC
even
14
round?
is a miss.
It's an even round, right?
It is. Yep. So
right.
I will, unless you're doing offhand, I will move you to the end.
Okay.
Corey.
I'm just gonna hold position and be ready to cast a heal on somebody in front of me, and I'll say such. Say, I'm blind, but I'm right behind you. Call out if you need a heal.
So actually, hold on a second. I need to ask you a question. What? There is. Let me look up your class real quick because you may just be too low for this to take effect yet. That may be what it is because I know Robbie had it. Yeah. What level are you?
4.
Okay. So at level 5, you get immunity to blinding spells like light. So, sorry. I was just checking to make sure. All right. So you're just going to let everybody know your position and that if they need healing to call out to you.
Correct.
Okay. This guy is awake. He stands up, grabs his club, and kind of moves. Actually, he doesn't move away from the fire. Well, he does. He steps back a little bit just to get out of the range of it. It didn't seem to burn his flesh, but it definitely singed and burned the clothing he's wearing. His robe, where it touched his arm, just kind of is completely burned off, but his flesh is untouched. Morden.
I'm going to swing at him again. Oh.
It's a 7. That's a miss. Anything else? I think that's all you got.
That's all I got right now.
Okay, Camus.
He's standing there with his sword drawn defensively. He's not moving.
Okay.
He knows his friends are up there fighting.
The guy in the back does the same thing. Steps away. I'm actually going to, so you guys can call him out. Not that it matters, but there you go. So now the names are actual names. Number 12 is going to attempt to whack at you again. And he misses. Arthanol.
Well, there's no way I can get past all these guys to attack. So I'm just gonna hold my action in case somebody gets out of the way or goes down.
You can see that your bow is laying on the floor now in the ungreased area of the floor.
Oh, the grease went away.
Yep.
Then I'll run over and grab my long.
bad.
All right, show me where you want to move.
You said it was in the middle, so I should be able to get there.
Yep, you can get there. Grab your bow. Next round, you can let loose with a shot. The priest in the armor says some kind of Slytherin sort of snaky speech and takes a swipe at Haymond. And pray you don't get hit. Oh, not with that roll. And you hear the sound of a snake swooping in front of you, Haymond. Haymond, go.
I'm gonna stab it.
Go for it.
Get stabbed. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to
Took
roll
the first
twice.
one?
Oh my god.
I don't think
The
either
first
of
one
them
is a
mattered.
1, so
Don't get stabbed then. Everybody rolling at the same time.
good job. Yeah, it was a good roll, Lex. All right, so everybody's rolled, and our first person to go is the person in the plate armor with the black helm on, and they are going to do the exact same thing they just did and swing again.
Don't hit me. I'm fragile. Ah, shit.
They hit. And so we need to do the damages first. And then, unfortunately, there is the fabled AD&D save versus poisons.
Yep. Sorry, man.
Because the snake has bit you in the neck.
Aha! No. Wait, why do I have a -4 to my save? Is that
Good
because I'm
question.
blind?
Good question. But you're actually in the effect of some kind of area that's, like I said earlier, it's kind of affecting your ability to fight, to make saves, to hit things. That's kind of what I was trying to impart about the pit of your stomach thing. You're seeing shadows where now you can't see shit. But so that's also affecting some other things. But it's also because you're blind and you get minus saves. Does blind fighting affect your ability to negate the save penalty?
No, but I feel like poison's a constitution related save. I don't see how my blindness would affect that.
Well, I mean, if you look at it this way, it could be the ability of the poison to get injected, into your
Sure.
body, and not so much your ability to resist it. So,
Okay. Yeah. So I fail.
Haymond clutches at the wound, and his face turns green, and he collapses to the floor. Corey, you hear Haymond gasping, and then I don't know what it would sound like having a foaming at the mouth sort of thing, but that's what it sounds like.
I'm gonna reach around and see if I can grab Heyman.
You're going to give Haymond a reach around? That was too easy.
I think that's what he said.
Yeah, that was a slow pitch for sure.
And I want to try and pull him out of combat.
All right. I tell you what. Give me a Thaco versus 10 and see if you can hit an AC 10. If you hit an AC 10, which is pretty easy, you grab a hold of him and you can pull him what you assume would be back. That's an AC 21. So you get to your knees. Well, you don't have to get to your knees because you're already down there. So you start reaching around trying to find him, and you're like the guy that's dropped his glasses and he can't see, and he's smacking on the ground all around it, but never right on them. That's what happens.
Gotcha.
Burner.
All right. So I had an action with the. I had planned an action.
One sec.
With the,
I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt, but Finial did a re-roll, and he did this to re-roll the save, and I didn't see it until just now. So Haymond, go ahead and roll a poison save again.
Oh,
Thank you, Finial.
Wasted.
Thanks, Finn.
I need like a 20 to save.
Woo!
we'll roll a 20 then.
Well, we'll try. Nope, we're gonna roll.
Chance is better than no chance, but well.
A 1 is not good. Okay, now then, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead, Werner.
Okay, so instead of moving the sphere, that's what I was going to do, and that's what I rolled initiative on. Can I pull out the vial of amber liquid and move up to Haymond?
Yes, you may.
Then that's what I will do instead of moving This is the last round that the flaming sphere will exist, so it will try to burn the adept and the priest.
Okay.
Debt 12 and the priest.
If you want to go
Without
ahead, we'll
moving.
go ahead and go ahead and do that. Make them both save first. Neither one of them save. You give them a D4 damage. Oh, that was 2D4, man.
Oh,
That was-
shoot. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Give me a D4, and then I will. Don't. Actually, let me undo.
They rolled
the
two
damage.
fours.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 1D4. Let me fix their hip, and then you can do the other one. 1 second.
All right.
So they need to get 6 hit points back. And this one. Okay, now then, do the D4 version.
No
There you go.
damage.
Um,
Okay.
okay, now you can show the position where you're going to move.
Right about there. So I can get to Haman and give him the amber liquid that was given to us by the Lore Keeper's Guild.
Okay, you start pouring it down his throat this round, next round, it'll take effect.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Arthanol, you see Haman fall to the ground. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm going to fire probably at the priest. I've never really fired in a combat, but I'm guessing
Well,
just purely from a
everybody is-
visibility point of view.
From a visibility point of view, Corey is below you. I mean, he's a gnome, so he's also trying to find Haman, who is on the ground. Werner is also on the ground, at least on his knees, trying to force that amber liquid down Haman's throat. So I am not going to make you have penalties from any of that. So you can go ahead and make your shot, and then we'll do your second one at the end of the round.
I'm going to use a +1 arrow.
Okay. Just say you're going to use it, and then we'll adjust from there, because there's no like automated way to do that.
Not bad.
Oh.
Smoke.
Oh.
Our
Give
dice are
me-
broken.
Now give me a D4.
How many ones is that?
I do not know. My guys have rolled some ones, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Shit. Fuck. What is his AC? Give me a roll to hit versus just give me a THAC0 roll and see if you hit AC 3. And if you do, Haman's not going to be happy. Okay, so you missed him. It goes flying over everybody that's working on Haman and hits the wall. The arrow snaps and is done. All right.
I thought that was going to be a 20 for a second.
That would have sucked. That would have really sucked. All right, Haman. They
down.
have poured the liquid down your throat.
Oh.
You were able to get up, and you won't be able to attack or anything, but you can stand up, get in a position because the effect of the amber liquid has to take effect. So it takes a little bit, and so. If
Okay.
you want to move, I would let you move. If you would like to
Yeah,
get out of.
Can I move back defensively and try to get this shit out of my eyes?
So the shit in your eyes is gone too. You
Oh.
can see clearly.
Oh,
In fact,
You need to
Werner,
sing the
give
song.
me a 2D. What's a potion healing? 2D4 plus 2. I forget what it is. I think it's 2D4 plus 2. Give me a 2D4 plus 2.
Got it. +2 modifier and a 2d4.
You are correct. It's 2d4 plus 2.
And
points.
so you are also healed to full as well. So you can see now, you actually have this sort of glow about you, an amber sort of glow, and the armored priest standing in front of you kind of just takes stock of what's going on and just seems surprised. But
All right, then.
again, you can move, but you can't. I mean, you're still trying to get your feeding and figure out where you're at. You won't be able to attack, but if you still wanted to move, you can.
No, I think it's better that I stay here.
Okay.
But so I'm not blind.
No, you are not.
Can you get that off me?
I certainly can. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
We'll fix that.
So it'll get wrecked.
Alrighty, this guy is going to continue swinging at Morden. Oh, almost a 20. All right, Morden, you guys going to keep trading hits? Oh, that's a miss. This guy in the back is casting a spell, and this one is going to be on Morden. Morden, I need you to make a save versus spells. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, so you have this dreadful feeling that your god of, I think you're a god of war, is displeased with you, and he is about to squish you with his mighty foot, and it causes you great fear. And so whenever it's your turn next round, you're going to need to flee. In effect, the priest has feared you, the one in the back, or the adept, sorry. Camillus.
Again, can't do anything, so he'll stand right there defensively. He can't see a thing.
Okay. This guy is going to move over to here. Alrighty, Arthanol, you get your second shot. Try not to roll a 1.
Oh, right up.
Oh, there's a miss, sir.
Oh man.
Ouch.
The globe disappears, right? The flaming
Yes,
sphere?
that's right.
Okay. Morden.
I guess I'm running.
Yes, you are, sir. The adept is going to take a swipe at you at +2, as you do, though, because that's kind of how he rolls. Oh, wow. Wow. Man, these guys are just intent on not hitting anything. All right. So, if you were running, where would you go? I mean, keep it. Actually, what happens is you will flee to the back, and then you want to get away from them. So you run up. Oh, why am I targeting him? Why does it do that? Why is it targeting him? What the F? Oh my Lord! I don't know why. I'm clicking nowhere near you. That is what the F. I don't know. I think that's where you're at. All right.
I don't want to go in the dark.
Yeah, you run up into the chapel where you guys were, where the black candles burning were, and you get in here and you realize you can't go any farther than here or you'll be in the dark. So you just pick a corner right there, and that's where you're at. Next round, we'll let you, if you want to run more, or you can stay there. It'll be up to you at that point.
That's great.
I don't know if I'd say that, but let's see. All right, trying to get the zoom to where I can see everything. All right, the guy in the back, he is casting this on himself. This guy is going to help his master target Haymond instead of The guy that ran. Ooh, that's it. Or two. And Camillus. Hanging out.
Well, unless he can figure out that a spot opened up there. He does have blind fighting.
Unless somebody tells you, you won't know. I mean, to you, it
Okay.
sounds like, combat. So unless Arthanol, Corey, or Werner, somebody says something, you won't know. At least as far as that goes. That's a very specific thing. So what I'll do is I'll just move to the end of the round. The other adept was casting this on his friend. Werner.
All right.
Whenever you moved into this position, you felt that same sort of feeling that I described to the other guys. That, looking around, there's like wraiths or something moving about in the corner of your vision, and this gut feeling that you need to run away. But you're casting magic missiles, so go ahead.
I am. So I'm targeted with magic missile.
Okay. Blast away.
Okay, both missiles.
Yep. Oh, one of them got through. All right, I think that's all you can do. Hyman.
This lady would be hard to hit. But we're going to keep trying. I remember to target her, first of all. Hey,
That's gonna hit. No,
That
look
doesn't
at
hit.
that.
A miss on a 19?
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
why do I have a -2?
Yeah.
Well,
that
indeed.
sort of deep,
Time to
dark, evil feeling in the pit of your stomach
It
is
is
just
time
really
to go.
distracting you. Corey. Oh, that's an even round, so let me move you to the end. Corey. Blind Corey. What are you doing, sir?
Well, I'm still blind, right?
Yep. Till you hit
So I
level
prob-
5.
I probably don't, which is looking less and less likely. So I probably don't even know Morden's run off.
No. Again, that's kind of the same thing, Camillus. That's a very specific thing. I mean, you hear quick movement, but you're not aware of the situation, what it's related to.
Just gonna hold my position then.
Okay. Arsenal.
Well, I was gonna use my longbow, but now I'm gonna drop my longbow, draw my swords, and step up into the breach.
Step into the breach. Alrighty, show me where you want to go. I'm going to move Corey back a smidge so we're not stacking everybody on top of each other. Move you up a little bit. There. That way we're not all... There. Okay, so you can see each other. Alright, so you moved, so you get a single attack when you move. What are you doing? That was a miss, sir. The priest, seeing Haman stand, is going to swing her staff with a snake head at him once again. And that is a miss. Camillus. Nobody said anything.
So when I said the same,
Okay. Haman.
I'm just going to go full parry mode then. If she's that difficult to hit, I'll just stand here and make myself hard to hit.
Okay. Go ahead and add that effect to yourself.
Yeah, I have it on here. Let me get that.
It's like 2 in your level something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I added the math in there.
Okay.
Divided by 2 plus 1.
So you're what, 3 or 4? 3.
Yeah.
So,
Plus 2
so it
to
should be
AC.
2.
Yep.
2, yeah. Okay. All right, that we'll do that. You've added the effect. Roll for initiative. I lied. I did say it. How many are you gonna roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're pairing, but still, I just
Yeah, I couldn't remember
All
where
right.
the regular initiative button was.
Werner.
Okay, I move to Corey. It's just a half step, it looks like, and I will try and tell him. I know you can't see. I can't get rid of this magic on your eyes, but they are that way. And I point his head towards the bad guys. Arthanol and Heyman, if you go straight that way, you'll go right between them.
Okay, so what I've done is I've placed you in behind him, and
Okay.
like a child that you're trying to point them at something and tell them something. That's what you're doing. You're holding his head, facing him in that direction, so he can
That's right.
know where they're at. Are you trying to point him at Arthanol or Haymond, or what are you trying to give him a reference to?
I'm trying
them
to
or
tell
the
him
bad guys?
he's looking right between the two of them.
Okay.
You are lined up right between the two of them. If you need to talk to Arthanol, he's to your left. If you need to talk to Heyman, he's to your right.
Gotcha.
So what I will do, does Corey have blind fighting at all?
No.
Okay, so what I will say is, what he's doing is going to effectively give you blind fighting. So if you need to target them like you did earlier, instead of being at -4, it would be -2, which is it's not a lot, but I mean it is that's 10%, I think, on a 20, something like that. But basically, it makes it easier for you to touch them as an AC 10 if you need to heal them or something like that.
Gotcha. Yep, understood.
I may change that depending, make it a little easier depending on what he's doing. If he's there the whole time, we'll see. Heyman, you're parrying, yes?
Just parrying, yes, sir.
Okay, this guy, he's kind of in the back. What is he gonna do? Can he do anything? No. Corey.
Okay, I'm gonna hold position and listen for sounds of fighting in front of me.
Okay.
That's it. Maybe hold my move to the end of the round, but I don't expect I'll do anything.
Okay. Arthanol.
I'm going to attack the adept who's standing
Go
right
for
in
it.
front of me.
Go for it. Oh,
Hey.
my boy. You hit my boy who was casting a spell. Interrupted. Okay.
And my short sword also.
Go for it. That is not a hit.
Nope.
At least it wasn't a 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take that.
All right, Morton. You have fled the wrath of your god. You're hiding in the corner of a hallway. Do you want to just quiver in fear in that corner, or do you want to keep running blindly in the dark?
I think quivering is my best option.
Okay, let's see. I'd never put that effect on you. I should have done that just so we would know the duration. Let me fix that real quick. I thought I did. That is on Morning. Effects, let me... There's Morning. Oh, alright, so 2 then. Okay. Alright, so... Camillus.
Same thing.
Let's see what the head is on you. Oh, wow. That's a long time. Alrighty. Priest is going to. What is they going to do? I think. It's going to do the same thing it did previously. And swing at the now parrying swashbuckler. Oh, that's a miss. And this guy was casting a spell and got interrupted. And this guy is going to move up to here. Let's see. I don't think he's. Oh, and Corey, you wanted to.
Just gonna hold. Yep.
Okay. It looks like everybody has rolled. Corey?
Gonna hold.
Payment? Parry?
Got a parry.
Burner?
Corey, can you remove fear?
No.
Shoot. Okay. I'll continue to help you know where situational awareness with who's where.
Chemless.
He's desperate. He's going to pull out the holy water and try to wash his eyes out.
Okay. Where is it? In your backpack or in your pouch?
In a pouch, I believe. I'll make sure, just so I'm not lying to you. Yep, belt pouch.
Alrighty, so you can immediately do that. You pull it out and you start pouring it into your eyes. And unfortunately, holy water has no effect on light. So all you can see is just bright white light. In fact, it's starting to give you a headache. Gordon. Are we going to continue to quiver in the corner or run away?
It's what I'm best at, so I'm going to stick with it.
Okay. Alright, so the guy in the back does nothing. The priest, however, looks down at the dead adept next to her, and she says, "Death is just the beginning." And she reaches down and touches him, and as she does, you can see this black sort of energy, coming from her hands, feeding into the adept, and it starts to quiver and move. That guy does nothing. Arthanol.
Going after the guy in front of me again, the adept.
The adept, go for it.
Nice.
That definitely hit. Oh, and you take him out.
Nice.
Then
Go ahead, sorry.
I'll use my short sword attack on the priest.
Go for it. It is a miss, sir. And the adept's body that she just touched. Where is that guy? Let me remove his target. Delete him. And put in his place the thing that steps forward. And actually, I'm going to just go ahead and it steps right where the guy just died. And you guys can see it. It is a zombie that just rose up. It's the adept. She just rose from the dead.
Do I get another attack on the even round? Oh.
No. All right, Morden.
Am I still afraid?
No, you're not. The fear has left you. You can
Well, then
run
I'm
back
going
if you so
back.
choose. Yeah. So
I'm gonna head
let me
back.
let me
With
let
all
me
due speed.
plot this out and make sure you have the distance. You can get to there. You can see where I've got it waypointed, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that is basically your entire movement to run back and get to where you can see things. Next round, you'll be able to position yourself somewhere else. If you're okay with being right there.
That sounds great. That'll be
Okay.
fine.
Corey?
Gonna hold my action until the end of the turn.
Werner?
I'm going to continue to guide Corey.
Okay. Haymond?
I'm going to drop my backpack off my shoulders, but continue to parry.
Okay. All right. So the priest, seeing that Haymond is doing nothing but defending himself, changes her attack methods and decides to swipe at Arthanol. Oh, and that's a mess. Arthanol,
I'm going to swing at the zombie.
go for it. That's a hit.
What the hell?
Wow.
Nice.
Even on a 1. With that effect too. Took him right out. Actually you have an offhand too.
Yeah, I'll swing at the priest again.
Wait, you actually did damage to the adept, 12 on the ground, not to the zombie. So you did 5 damage to the zombie, which I don't think killed it. It did not. Zombie's still there. You can use your offhand on it if you'd like. You have the wrong thing targeted, I think. Or you dropped it on the wrong one. That is a hit also. Are we on the right one that time? Yes, yes. And you do kill the zombie. Yay. All right. This guy is going to step on the zombie and swing at Arthanol. With a 7 to miss. I don't think these guys have hit once except for the priest. Camillus.
Same thing.
When these guys die, do their spells end?
Like light spells and stuff, they continue. Right. It's like a duration thing. It's not a concentration thing. All if it was like Flaming Sphere, yeah, they would immediately drop. Corey.
That's it. I'm not going to do anything.
Alrighty.
So when I roll initiative, should I roll? I'm going to hit somebody with my mace is my intent, but I can't see anybody yet. Should I roll mace initiative or regular initiative?
So right now, unless somebody moves, you wouldn't be able to, unless you do something that I'm not aware of or not thinking of, you wouldn't be able to swing at anything with your mace. You wouldn't be able to get in a position to hit them. Right now, the only 2 people that can swing at them is Arthanol and Haymond.
Okay, regular initiative then.
Alrighty, I think that is everyone. Werner, still helping?
Yes, still helping.
Well, this guy has nothing right now. Corey?
Hold my action.
Morden. Everybody rolled really high.
Is there anyone injured near me that I know or can tell at all?
You can see Camillus has been hit by something. He's not fully healed.
I'll try to
Camillus
heal him.
is hurt, yeah.
So what you can do is, since he's not right next to you, you'll need to move to a position to be able to touch him, and then next round you can cast a spell, because you can't move and cast in the same round. So if you'd like to do that, I can put you in a position where you can do that.
Yes, if you would move me.
Do you want to be on the? I can put you here, or that's probably
That's fine.
because
good,
otherwise you'd be sitting in a chair basically. Okay.
Yeah.
And this guy is going to swing at Arthanol. Come on. There we go. Ooh, max 2. Payment.
All right.
You're
Nope.
getting in it.
She dropped attacking me, so I dropped my parry, and I'm going at her with both my weapons.
Go for it. You see red hair streaming out the back of her helmet.
I'll make a necklace out of that.
It's a ginger, man. It's a ginger. Oh, 19.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at that. Not blind. You can hit with a 19. Oh, 3 damage.
Shouldn't have turned your back on me.
Oh, that's good.
Almost.
Almost.
All right. It is an even round, so I will move you to the end. Camillus. You hear Morden moving up, and you can hear him begin incantating a spell, if that's a word.
Incanting.
Incanting,
Incanting, I think is actually, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, you know me in English. All right. So you can hear somebody begin. Apparently, it's casting a spell, and you recognize the voice. Arthanol.
Okay.
I'm going to swing at Adept 8.
Go for it. That is a miss offhand. That is a miss too. Moving it around. Priest. Being struck by Haman changes. He says, "You again."
That's right. I'm still here.
In a raspy smoker voice. And she swings at you.
Oh, shit.
That's it. Yeah. So we'll do the damage first. Let me check and see if there's anybody gonna do a reroll before we do this. You can go ahead and make your roll. You get a +2 because you are still glowing with a amber sort of aura to the save.
Oh, man.
That is
Failure by
a
one.
I got
One.
One short. Darn it.
Anybody? I'm kind of giving them a chance to in the chat to do something before we move on. But actually, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and Haman takes on that same ghastly green color and collapses to his knees. His weapons fall to either side of him, and he looks defeated. Corey. And actually, Finial did another reroll, so go ahead and do it again. You get +2.
Come on, dice. Nope.
Oh, that's even lower.
Dang it.
All right, Corey, what are you doing, sir?
Am I getting the play-by-play? Do I have...
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still
Murder
helping you.
is basically playing you like a puppet.
Arthanol got hit, and Haman got hit and went down from that stupid staff that bit him in the neck. He's poisoned.
I can't do Jack for poison until tomorrow, so I'll go with the Cure Light Wounds on
who?
On Arthanol.
Okay, give me a roll to hit. Just do a thackle roll from the front, and I'll adjust it for. And so just don't roll like a 2 or 3 man.
No promises.
Wow.
God,
Four.
man.
1 to 2 or 3.
That's right.
Even with like a 5 or a 10, it would not have hit. So you're again, Verner's like, go left, go left, go left. And you're just like, he's going right because, for whatever reason, goblins.
I grab his
Gnomes.
wrist and put it on Arthanol.
You can certainly do that at the end of the round. And so next round, he can do whatever it is he wants to do. If you want to take your action to direct him, you can do that.
I will. That's what I was doing this round, but I'll do it next round as well.
If that is exactly what you wanted to do, and I kind of missed it, I thought you were just kind of verbalizing. If you are actually grabbing his hand and touching Arthanol's ass with it, I will let you do that.
Fondling, I think, is the word you're looking for.
Good game, bro.
All right, so go ahead and cast a spell, please.
Thank you, I think.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Haymond. I'm trying to remember. Did you ever make donations to the church like the other guys did? I don't think you did.
No, I don't do that.
I'm okay. I was just asking.
What are you talking about? I make donations to the tavern. Does that count?
Yeah.
Depends on who your god is.
Yeah. So
Your body when we bring it back.
your vision starts to become sort of tunneled, and you're kind of just watching the fight in slow mo, and you feel like there's a lot of things in your life that you may have regretted doing, and treating women badly, and in some of your past relationships, and and as you're thinking this, the lights just kind of go out.
I regret not treating this one badly.
Arthanol.
Swinging at an update again.
He's a swashbuckler, so I assume he's a sex fiend. That is a miss. Maybe he's not. I don't know. Offhand.
Oh, you get offhand also at the end?
Oh no, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, that was your second attack. So nope.
Okay, great.
We're next round.
Oof.
That's a low roll. Whoever green is, or teal.
Yeah, it's me.
That's a good roll.
It's Werner.
All right, Werner, what are you doing?
I'm still working the Cory puppet.
All righty. Haymond
Down.
is closing his eyes. The foam is kind of sliding out of his mouth down the side of his face. Cory.
Gonna hold my action.
All right. The armored priest laughs insanely as Haymond falls to the ground. And she says, "Another soul from my master, Nerul." Or she doesn't say master, she says, "My god, Nerul." And then she looks at Arthanol and says, "You are next." And she pushes the adept back, moves to here, and they switch places. And that's what happens that round with her. Since the adept didn't do the shoving, I'm going to let him get his normal attack against you. And he misses. Arthanol,
I'm still going to attack the adept.
go for it. Offhand. Oh,
There
that's
you go.
Yay.
All right. And Morden, you were casting heal, yes?
Yes.
Alrighty. So go ahead and cast a spell. Click the cast button, and then you can also then drag and drop or click the heal button.
Did I do it right?
You did the heal button first. That's okay. Go ahead and click the cast button now. That'll make sure that the slot is used. It doesn't use the slot when you use the heal, just in case something happens and it's messed up. All right, you're good. Camillus, you feel the healing touch of someone fondling you.
Thanks. I feel better. Wish I could see.
What do you want to do?
You can't do anything.
Okay. Yeah, he's not doing anything. Corey, you were holding your initiative for whatever.
Yeah,
I
I'm not
guess.
going to do it. Yeah,
Okay.
nothing.
There we go. Vern, are you going first again? Are you doing the same thing as last round?
No, I'm going to dig in my backpack for my holy water, my vial of holy water.
Okay. That
You
will take
mispronounced
a round.
wand of fireballs.
I have a scroll of fireball. If we want to go the nuclear option and kill everybody. It's a scroll, though, and it's a one use. And we all die, because this is a very tight space. Anyway, I'm pulling out the holy water.
Okay. That's like a 20 foot.
Yeah, that's a big circle. We'd fill this entire area with fire.
It's about like that big, I think. I may be wrong. It's a 20-foot radius.
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I think.
But it's like a volume. Do you play that? It's the volume because it's going to fill.
I probably wouldn't, because don't ask me to do the math to figure it out. But you're digging out your holy water. Gotcha. All right, Arthanol.
Going after Adept 8 again.
And this is even round. Corey.
Hold my action till the end.
All right, the priest is going to swing at Arthanol again, as she is not being focused on. Oh, it's a miss. Morden.
Can I attack anybody from over here? Or
Actually, since Haymond is down, you can move to his position. I'll slide him south a little bit so you can see. Yeah.
all right, there I
If
go.
you would like to do that.
I would like to do that, and then
So
attack
once-
if I can.
You get a single attack after a move like that.
I think the priest. I would like to go after that priest.
All right. Hold it. So let's see. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, that is a miss, sir. This guy is going to keep focusing on the target that his master is. And missing. This guy moves to here. Camillus still hanging out.
Yep. He doesn't know how to get into the fight.
Arthanol, your second attack.
Adept 8.
It's a miss. And are you doing anything, Corey?
No, I got nothing.
Okay. You know, if you just want to go at the end of the round, you can just add a modifier of 99 to your initiative, and it will make you be the end of round. So that's mostly for Corey, because you're just holding your initiative every round.
You have to tell me how to add 99.
Click the box down there at the bottom, the modifier box, and when you click on that little 0, you can type in a number.
Okay, I'll do that next time.
I'll just move you manually to the bottom. This guy, he is just kind of basically standing support for the other guy, Arthanol.
Depth 8.
That is
There
a
you go.
hit.
There we go.
Oh! Killed my adept. And fortunately for you guys, he was waiting to just move in. His actions already went though, but that's what he does. Camillus, holding
Well,
initiative.
I had an
Okay.
offhand attack.
Who are you going to offhand against?
I go offhand against the priest before that other guy.
Yes, you can.
comes in.
Yes, you can. Go for it. Ooh.
Oh!
Oh,
Man, she's tough.
God, you roll a 20 to hit her. Wow.
So why is your attack roll lower than Heyman? Heyman must have percentile strength and you don't? I don't know.
I was also getting a -2.
Yeah, it's +2, -2 is what I'm guessing. There's been a -2 on a lot of stuff, so.
Yeah. There's definitely a -2 there. I'm just wondering why he hit on a 19 and you did not. I don't know what the tackle differences are, so I'm not going to worry about it. But Werner, it was your go, sir.
All right, I'm going to try and
You were-
lob. Yeah, I'm going to try and lob this holy water vial at the priest. Maybe I'll hit the other adept, or maybe whatever.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to do.
All right, go ahead and roll a straight tackle roll. It is medium range, so it's going to be at -2 to hit. So I'll just go ahead and roll it first. That it's an AC of 6 with the -2, unless you applied it, which I don't think you did. But
It showed a -2 on the roll anyway.
right, and that's because of where you're at, not because of the.
Oh, there's an
because it's-
additional -2. Okay.
Right. There's the reason it's -2 is because you're 15 feet, which is medium range for thrown objects.
Gotcha.
So you're at -2 for that. So mine, that would be AC 6, which doesn't. Actually, since you're just going for the armor, and which one were you aiming it at? The adept
Priest.
or the priest? So the water strikes the black armor and just kind of runs down, and she just kind of looks at it and like, she just kind of looks at you, like, what are you doing?
Well,
Instant rust.
I shrug and smile.
Yeah.
I was hoping maybe holy water would have some effect on it, but oh well.
All right.
It's worth a
So,
shot.
yeah, I'm not. I'm just telling you kind of her reaction. She's
I'll tell you mine. I
yeah.
shrug and smile. Well, whatever.
All right. So the armored priest is going to continue to swipe at Arthanol, the most dangerous foe in front of her. And we cannot hit the broadside of a barn. Morden.
I'm gonna try to hit that priest again.
Go for it.
I don't care what her armor is.
That is unfortunate. Corey.
No action.
Is a 20 a hit no matter what the modifiers you have?
Generally, yes.
That's what I thought.
And as you know, the closer you are to this priest, the worse the sort of wraiths floating around, and the dark feeling that you feel, the fear that just is kind of in the back of your mind. It's really, the closer you got, the stronger it seems to be around this priest. And Heyman is contemplating the afterlife. Priest is doing the same thing she's been doing. Going to try to hit, and she does. She hits Arthanol, strikes him square in the head. He takes 4 damage. Give me a save versus poison, Arthanol.
Oh,
That is not going to do it, sir. Arthanol gets struck in the side of the face, and when his head turns back, you can see a snake bite and blood trickling out of it. And he kind of takes on that green pallor that Heyman did. And his weapons fall out of his hands. He collapses to his knees. And I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll take a break there and come back in 10.
To the yes.
It's coming. I don't even know what level it's at.
And we are
Better to
back.
go.
That was, I have to say, that comment you made, Brian, was pretty funny. I wished I'd had it live at that moment so that everybody could have heard you say that. So one of them, I think it was it Werner or Jason asked if there was a reroll given?
That was me.
Reroll my character.
Yep.
And then,
Reroll
and
a
then,
character.
and then Charles or Brian said, yeah, or reroll our character.
Yep.
Nice one, Brian.
It was very good. All right, so let me transition so we're not looking at the, there we go. We're good. Everybody can see the map. We are back. I think we finished up, who was it? Let me, the priest that just went. The acolyte. Does a disengage whenever Arthanol went down. The priest turned to the adept and said, "Now." And he backs up. Werner.
I pull out the scroll and I read it.
Which one is that?
The scroll of fireball.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's going balls deep, boys. All right, let me...
Scroll of nuclear annihilation.
Back corner of the room, back by the bed. I'm gonna center it there and hope it doesn't get out and get Morden.
So what I need to know
Or the rest of
is all the stuff related to that. Actually, let me, since the scroll doesn't have the power on it, it doesn't actually give you the thing. So let me resolve that in a second. Where's your inventory? And this is the scroll mage, fireball, power, fire, fireball, and I need to edit it. So if anybody was ever wondering how you make a spell a specific level from like a scroll, if you go to the type and set it to the level you want it to be, which in this case, this scroll is level 6. What that'll do is it'll mean that the effects from it are level 6, so it'll be 66. All right, so now I hope I don't see it on there. I did all that for nothing. I know what I can do. It's not refreshing, and I don't think it will. Let me try. this. Let's see what I can do. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do this. And then we'll do this. So it should have. Yep, that's there. We're not looking at Camelus. We don't care about Camelus. We want burner. Actions, powers. Should be there somewhere. Where is it? I don't see it. Where is it? Where is it? Why is
You were
it not
monkeying with
showing?
it and it disappeared.
Maybe I didn't identify it. Scroll. I saw something make him. Oh, there it is. Oh, you got two of them. Which,
Yeah, use them both.
Yep, I read them both at the same time.
oh, it's because you're in combat. You're in combat, not standard. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right. So now, yes. And it should show up as a scroll. Why is it not showing?
Now it
scroll?
shows up in my 66 fire.
Now let me fix that. Fix that. Let's fix that. Hold on. Where'd it go? I gotta change this because it's after the fact and blah, blah, blah. You guys are just really enjoying all the racket. Where is it? Scroll. Yeah. All that so that you can see the scroll fireball. Now you can see it. All right.
I can see it in actions.
Yes. Under powers.
There it is. I see it.
So what you'll need to do is target all the individuals and where. So you want to place it where? Right now
back on the bed.
Right there?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So it'll get the priest and the adept, and hopefully nobody else.
All right. So target them both.
We'll see how the fire flows.
Okay.
This is why it's last act of a desperate mage.
No worries. Go for it. Target them all. Wait a minute. What is your initiative? 8. So actually, casting a scroll from that would be 10, which doesn't matter. Everything goes after 10 anyway. So you can go ahead.
All right. I have the priest and the adept targeted.
Alrighty. Click the spell. Neither one of them saved.
They failed their save.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Now then, roll the damage, sir. Is this where the game ends?
Oh, look at that!
It is. Good job. Use your scroll instead of saving it for yourself to scribe it to your scroll book. You decided to save everybody and blow it up. When the fireball goes off, it explodes in the room. Everything in the room is incinerated. The bed is gone. The table is gone. The bodies are incinerated. The only thing left is the armor from the priest, and it's kind of singed and blackened. But everything else is just burned to a pile of ash.
This way, you can say you cleansed the cult of the rule from this place.
My goodness.
Yes.
I was afraid all that fire was going to come rolling through that door and just toast all of us.
Well, just you probably haven't played in a game where Fireball was used a lot with me, and I just if you were playing the actual by the book 1E, that should have blown out the door. I don't even know if 2E does that, to be honest. But I have never done that just because it's too complicated for me to figure out. Oh yeah, there's a glob of thing, and it should go there, and how much it fills, and I'm not going to do the math. So it's magic; it works that way, and I don't care.
Okay.
So
That was awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, that was epic.
So
Are Arsenal and Heyman dead?
We gotta give them.
They are dead.
Let's carry him back.
They weigh. I was just say
Camillus is blind.
I'm blind for a while. I can cast Tensor's floating disc to tote stuff for at least a little bit. Probably at least get them outside of here.
Yeah, I mean, he can certainly be led by someone if you're strong enough to carry somebody and carry somebody else, and Tincher's just getting all of their stuff.
It's only good for like a little less than an hour, but it'll at least get us out and down the road a little ways.
Yeah, at least halfway there.
Home.
Yeah, and the area that you guys are in is pretty much abandoned, other than because this is and I'm just go ahead and say it, and this was the last big bad in here. I mean, there is some other little things, and I thought about kind of pushing you guys in that direction, but I'm not. We're just gonna. I'm okay with this being like the last final. It was a pretty epic last fight. And you guys take your two friends, you put them on your Tincher's floating disc, and you guys make your way back to town. You're beaten and battered. You guys definitely grab the armor and take it back. And when you guys get back, you spend some time, detecting magic on the various things that you brought back. The armor and the shield. Let me see. Everything else in the room was incinerated, but the armor from this person. Where is it?
I just wanted to point out when you'd asked earlier, but Arthanol did make several donations to the local.
You did, and and in fact, I will make 2 rolls because you made multiple. So I go ahead and actually make 2 percentile rolls, and if you roll 5% or below, we'll see. But we'll see if you make it first.
1 and 62.
You're very consistent.
Yeah, but it wasn't consecutive.
Let's see. So party sheet, and I'm going to put the items, and I'm going to leave them identified because, again, the way I'm doing this is the end. You guys are done. You've pretty much finished the whole place. We'll move on to something else after this. I need to take a break. I don't know if you can tell, my voice has kind of been bad, gravelly, and kind of messy. I'm having some serious reflux issues, and I need to figure that out before I can talk for a long time again. So I want to take some time off and kind of resolve that. But the items that you've got are those 2 things. Everything else was incinerated, including the staff that the priest was using. I put it in the party sheet. You will need to delete the scroll that was in your inventory as well, the fireball one.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
Why does the music keep stopping?
I deleted the 2 +1 arrows I used.
Okay. There we go. So you guys made it back to town. You spend a week there, resting, recuperating, and then detecting magic on the 2 items you brought back. You determine their magic. You cast identify them, and it's a shield +1 and plate mail +1. I don't know what you want to do with the 2 dead folks. If you guys want to discuss what you want to try to do with that.
Raised.
Yeah.
I got 200 gold pieces.
Arthanol is 400.
Let's see. Camelus had 600 stashed away unless somebody stole it. If he did, he's going to hunt them down and kill them.
Give me a percentile dice, and if you roll below 5%, somebody rummaged through your room. That doesn't mean they found it, but we'll see if they actually. Okay. Nope, you're sure safe.
I've got 640 gold. I'll put into it.
There's also the female statue in Arthanol's pouch.
And the gemmed belt that I've been carrying around all this time, the art object. The gem-studded belt.
So both of the you want to get Arthanol and Heyman both raised dead? Is that what you're
Yes.
wanting to do? So Arthanol is an elf. Raised dead won't work on him. They can reincarnate is probably more readily available for you guys. Otherwise, it's resurrect, which is a super high level spell that nobody in this region has access to right now. It would also cost an extreme amount of money, 20,000-30,000 gold pieces just to flat out buy it from a temple. So you can probably find a druid that is willing to do a reincarnation for Arthanol. Heyman is human, yeah?
He is.
He is. So Heyman can get a res. And for a resurrection, that's going to cost 5,000 gold and that's also going to mean that you guys are going to have to go back because nobody in the keep has access to that kind of spell. You're going to need to go back to a major city. We can hand wave that, going back part, but it's going to cost 5,000 gold.
What cost to raise who?
There's a +2 scimitar in my sheet. If you could sell that, or take it if someone wants it.
+1 plate mail and +1 medium shield as well now.
Yeah, now those two are both definitely worth it. I mean, money-wise, if you want to, use that for Heyman, it certainly will be. They consider that definitely payment for raising him.
I'm off of that. I can't wear that plate mail anyway.
No, I can't either.
I put that female statue in the part on the party sheet.
I did the same with the art object gem-studded belt. I don't know what it's worth.
And Arthanol has 400 gold in his pack. 4 + 1 arrows. They gotta be worth something.
I've got 640 gold I can toss in.
So the statue and the belt is about 2,000 by itself. I mean, you guys can look at the values of all these things, and you tell me what you want to use and what you don't want to use. If you want to use the shield and the plate mail that you guys have picked up, and just say we want to give this to get Heyman raised, you can do that flat out. They'll do that. The gold piece value on it doesn't say that it's worth that, but magic, of that kind of stuff is rare, so it's definitely worth it. Particularly to a temple.
Yeah, I say we should do that for sure.
I would do the scimitar first, since that's the highest, the highest enchantment value, and nobody uses it.
You want to throw it in the thing so I can look at it?
Yeah, I'll throw it in there. Give me a sec.
In the case of Arthanol, it is not nearly as expensive because we're talking about druids and they're woodland guys, and money doesn't really mean much to them. That scimitar is worth about, it says 1,000, so probably worth 2,000 first for a spell. So, but anyways, as far as him getting raised or reincarnated, it won't be 5,000 because it's more risky, but it will cost some monetary value of something to them. Effectively, it's going to be 2,000 gold worth of whatever, and to them it could be you feed a neighboring, herd of elk or something along those lines. It takes that much gold or whatever it is you're doing to help them out. So again, I'm going to hand wave this so we can just kind of get it set up and leave it this way for the next time whenever we get back together. So in his case, it'll be 2,000 gold for him to be reincarnated. It's going to be risky. He could come back as a badger. You never know.
So he'd be a kick-ass badger.
Or a bear.
Or a bear.
Or a
a
pixie.
gnome. Or an elf. He could come
I'm going
back
for
as-
Lizard Man.
Hey, gnome's where it's at, man.
Hey, let's roll the dice.
All right. So first thing we want to do is that. So are you guys okay with? What do you want to use for Heyman? You guys can piece together, the 5,000 gold between whatever you have in items. I mean, you got a 1,200 gold piece, great gold chain necklace.
Yep.
And that thing.
Yep.
So if you guys figure out the math and figure out what's 5,000 gold, and you want to keep the magic items, you can. I'm just throwing out the things that you guys can do. You tell me what you want to do.
Don't druids really like scimitars? That's probably more value than.
Yeah, and if you are willing to give them that, especially like I said, the value of it is listed as 1,000, but for somebody that's wanting it, it's worth 2,000. So that would cover the cost completely of getting reincarnation on Arthanol. Again, it's a magic item. If you want to do that, you can. You don't have to.
I say do
maybe.
that. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
So we'll mark that off then.
Start
And
off the list.
so now what about Haman's raised edge, which is 5,000 gold? So are you going to come up with 5,000 gold worth of gems and jewels and coins?
Female statues, what, 1,300?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1,300 gold. The gem-studded belt's another 12. There's 2,500 right there. Or
Well, it says
the
600
golden
on the
chain. I mean, the golden chain. Golden chain's 1,200. That's the one that
Right.
Yeah.
I've been
You
carrying.
guys have
18
gold
months.
coins and gems and
Yeah.
other
So
things
that's
too,
2,500. We just need another 2,500 of silver daggers, 8, and then that gem-studded belt's another 6. That's 14, 30, 3,900 there. I've got 600 gold
Arthanol has
on my
400.
character. There you
I
go.
got-
Arthanol has 400.
I've got 640.
That's
It's a copper.
That's
That's
enough.
six.
Man.
That's
We'll do it in-
1,640 in gold.
Yeah. So the silver dagger, the golden chain, the gem-studded belt, and the female statue, and then a few hundred gold pieces or whatever from the rest of us.
How much each do we need?
Hold on just a second. 800 on the silver dagger. Chain was 12. That's 2,000. Studded belt 6, 26. 13, 39. We need 1,100.
So the three of us.
What about the
Tossing.
shield and the plate mail?
You can sell that or somebody.
Well, we can
Yeah, we-
cover.
maybe
we can cover it
maybe
in
the-
cash. We can cover it
so
in cash.
if another character comes along that might could use that plate mail.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. You need,
Arthanol.
we're 1,100 short.
Arthur.
1100.
No, that's no. We need 1,100 gold, and I'm like I said, Camillus has 600 on him by himself. So
Yeah, I've got 640. Let's just, however many of us are alive, toss in equal amounts if we can. Or I'll,
about
we'll make
350 each.
all right,
350.
350.
I only got
50.
200, but yeah.
No, that's
I
all
got-
right.
We'll cover you.
I got 532 on me. Obviously, you could use that.
I was about to say, feel free to take money from them because they can't argue about
Well, I
it.
think
right
he
now.
should pay for. Well,
He's going to pay his
Maybe
back all
pitch
right,
in
but
a
it's in
little bit.
but it's in bar
Yeah.
tab later on.
I mean,
there you go.
Arthanol will give us 400 because he's probably not going to need money in a little bit here anyway.
All right, I'll toss in
Because
350.
Badgers don't need money.
Exactly.
Could be squirrel. As John
Yeah,
would say.
Cam was tossed in 350 because he was completely ineffectual that entire fight. He just stood there with his sword out.
Yeah, and I really tried to avoid, there was a whole person spell in there I did not use because I was like, man, that sucks. This is going to be the last fight. And I hated, I figured at least light being blind, it wouldn't completely negate you, but, it sucks. It sucks. I
just need-
totally understood that.
Yeah.
We just need 350 more.
I put in 350. Who else?
I put in 350. I just haven't dropped it in the deal over here.
Yeah, I haven't either.
yeah, you added
I just-
the 532 from me.
Yeah,
We don't-
that's plenty. That's
we don't
it. We don't need any more.
We don't need the 532.
So what items did you want to take out? The belt?
Yes.
Belt,
belt,
is gone.
the
Statue.
statue,
Chain, the statue,
the chain,
and the chain,
and the silver dagger.
and the silver dagger. Everything else stays. You guys can keep. Is that what you?
Yeah,
Money.
And
went-
I've
okay.
already taken the money off of what I had, so
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I've
the rest of you
deducted
guys.
from my list.
Okay. As long as everybody does that, and then, so what we need to do is last final roll for Mr. Heyman. you need to do a
Resurrection
please don't fail
survival.
this.
Oh,
Right.
no, this is going.
Yeah. Yeah. No system shot, just resurrection survival.
Oh, we're good.
Look at
We're
that. Made about 32. You're good. So you will need to drop your con by 1. And why are you at a minus on your abilities?
good. I don't know. They've been minus like all night.
Oh, I know why. Yeah. So, and this is something that was the priest had an aura around her that reduced, and I didn't think it worked on strength and dex, but I guess it did. It's supposed to reduce strength, dex, your ability, your attack, and your damage. So whenever you got close to her, it made it harder to hit her. And when you did, you were less effective. That's why your flame spheres and stuff were only doing a certain amount of damage to her.
Right.
When you got
Right.
rolled above like a 2, it actually did damage. All right. So you adjusted your con. We're good. What else? Well, this is going to be the big one. This is going to be, I got to look up.
Reincarnation.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go look up real quick. The table. Reincarnate. Come on,
Coming
baby,
back
where's the
as a
table?
brownie.
Well, could be. Where's my table go? Tables.
I got a
What?
question. When you get a chance.
I must not have the table in. To look up the spell. 1 sec. There is. We're doing the Druid version, which is Divine. All right. Wow, I can't believe I don't have this as a table that you can roll on, but. So. Some of these will basically put your character in retirement. Anything that's an animal, badger. Maybe I would let you play a bear that can talk. But, I mean, like being a badger or an eagle or a fox or a hawk or a lynx or an owl, unless you want to be a familiar of, say, Werner and roll up another character, it's going to be, I mean, that would be what I would think. Because, you can't fight with a weapon if you're, a hawk.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So, just so you're aware. Now, do you want me to roll or do you want to roll?
Well, Arthanol is pretty much a gambler at heart, so I think he would want to roll.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Can you? Let's see. You can see this, so all you guys can click on that and see the spell, and then you can scroll down and look. So what you need to do is roll a percentile dice, and if you get DM's choice. I'll pick it, and more, and it will. I will just, if I get the DM's choice, it'll be elf. So you got a higher chance to get elf.
All right, here we go.
What do we got? What do we got? 29. It's elf. Look at that.
He's an elf.
Perfect.
Oh, damn.
Wow. Didn't have
Holy
to fudge
smokes.
anything. Right on it too.
Crazy.
All right, so you got your
Awesome.
stats don't change at all. I don't even think that reincarnate requires you to lose a constitution, but in some cases, like if you became a gnome, I would probably make you reroll strength and dex and some other things, but you don't have to, so you're good. So basically, you're just back to normal. Let me apply experience.
Oh yeah, you could
I have
be
a
a
question,
completely
Mike.
different class.
Go for it.
I have a minus on strength and dex
Yep.
on my character. Is that permanent?
No, that's because the effect status hasn't updated.
Okay.
You guys are still in the area of effect. Once you change the stat, or more than likely, what I can do is do this, delete all tokens, and then do this. I wonder why the effects aren't updating. I know a good way to do this. We can clear everybody out of the combat tracker. Delete. Oh, wow, there's no way to delete everybody. What?
Yeah, everything's back to normal.
Yeah, I'm just removing it. And it's because it has an effect. And I deleted the aura. And it probably didn't clear it out because it hadn't got to your initiative or something. I don't know what was going on. But if I put you back now, it should be normal. Yeah. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Let me do that. Oh, wow. I'll leave it. So all the items that the person had and everything is going to give you experience as well. Some of them got destroyed, particularly the staff of the serpent, which was an adder. It was worth 7,000 experience.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hot diggity.
The acolytes. And they are worth almost nothing. And then the magic armor, blah, 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 blah. We can remove. No, we're going to leave it. And there you go.
Ooh, leveling fighter.
Wait.
That brings me up to 4th level mage.
Nice. You deserve it after the scroll, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, you may take you like 3 years to actually find another fireball, but hey, he did it.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Save the day. Save the day. End of the game, not early too.
Yes.
So, kind of like what we did with the Temple of Elemental Evil, I kind of want to get an idea of what parts you didn't like. I already know some of this, and I've tried to change some of that based on feedback we've had midway through the game. So, we'll start with just the way you guys are listed in the party or the combat tracker. As far as Burner, what did you like, dislike, that kind of stuff? Any feedback on any of that?
Early on, the dungeon just seemed really deadly. And I think that was because we felt a sense of urgency that was not really reflected in the dungeon. We could easily have left, rested, and come back without too much repercussions. And we should have done that. But we kind of were going by the, if we leave, something bad will happen kind of feeling, which was not the case. So I think we fixed my concerns early on in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what killed a bunch of player characters is we pushed too hard against foes that were too numerous.
Okay. Anything you liked?
Oh, I liked casting that fireball.
You like winning. That's the key thing.
Yeah. I like feeling awesome.
Yeah, I got the feeling towards the end you kind of guys had figured out how you wanted to do it and were much more confident in how you, like when you guys, the last 3 or 4 games, you guys knew exactly where you were going, what you were doing, and you did much better, at least from my perspective, when you guys were like that. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Morton, I know this was probably your first game in a long time, so what did you think?
So I played D&D back in the late 80s, I guess, or middle 80s, I guess, is when I learned on the first edition, and so I also played second edition way back when. I'm really impressed with the interface. Actually, I know that you're probably where you're working with it behind the scenes and stuff, but once you get it figured out, it's pretty cool. And the fact that all this stuff is going on and it's all being kept track of is pretty neat. The map's cool. It took me a really long time to figure out how to zoom in on the action, which was just because all you could do is hover your cursor over where you are and zoom in, and it like, okay. But so that was fun because at first anyway, I was always off to the side and I was watching everything happen from over there. Yeah, my luck is no better now than it was back then. So that's good, I guess. And I wish we had a thief because I think we survived, but if we'd have been unluckier a couple times, it would have gone bad, and the gelatinous cube for me was the shocker. I like my character though because he's like all about bravery and all about death. But on the good side of it, like he wants to kill people, not he doesn't like the death cult. But so this is a good adventure for him, I think. He survived, but he got humbled because he wet himself and ran away, and that's good. And so I thought it was really, really cool, and I really enjoyed it. So thank you very much.
I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
So, all right, Frankie, and you were part of the thing that I was talking about earlier. Me and Frankie had talked at a separate point. I can't remember when, but he kind of had the same feeling that Werner did. It was a little too on the difficult side, too many monsters. And I tried to adjust for that after that a little bit. And there were some other things in the way I was doing things that were not making things easy for you guys that I took into account. So go ahead. And if you have any things that you want to add to what was good, what was bad.
So I'll start with the cons first. I think for me, the biggest con was not enough like wilderness exploration. It seems like this one was really set up that it could have had that, and there could have been more random encounters like in the wilderness to like help bolster levels before dungeon delving. On the plus side, though, I do like the idea of like kind of a take back the area type of campaign. I think it has a lot of promise, but it just like straight dungeon dive campaigns are a little bland for me most of the time.
Gotcha. Yeah. Now, one of the things that I showed you guys early on, the area map, and I tried to, and this is on me. Maybe I should emphasize that a little more. There were definitely some areas outside of the keep, other than this place, like the spider forest and the swamp where the lizard men were. There was also I forget what it was. Let me pull up the map. Actually, let me just show you the DM one so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Where's the DM one? Yeah, here it is. I'll share this. So this will let you guys see, and I've got a pin too. Can you guys see the pins on the map?
I don't see the pins.
Okay. So like they're numbered. There's a lizard men, there's a spider's lair, there is a raider's camp, and there's a mad hermit, and then the caves, which you can see up at the top right. I think the Caves of the Unknown was supposed to be B1, but I had no intention of running B1. So, but yeah, there was certainly some stuff outside of that, and I tried. I felt like I tried a little bit to try to give you guys a little push if you wanted to do that, but everybody seemed to be focused on the cave, so I really didn't do much after that.
Yeah, I mean, my first character, I would have definitely. It was a ranger. That was like right up his alley.
I think next time, I say next time, if I ever do this again, I will make sure to emphasize that a little more. Anything else?
That's it for me. No. Other than that, it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah, just like I said, the idea of like retaking back the area, I do think it had a lot of promise, and I would certainly want to play it again, like a more long term. It just, I don't know, it seemed really short, and I know that's what you were going for.
Yeah, so, and keep in mind this was 16 sessions.
Yeah,
back in the day, we would run this in like 2 nights.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So, and I understand wanting to do them longer. I was kind of towards the end. I probably would have let it keep going, maybe 4 more. But like I said, I've just, again, my throat thing. I just want to kind of sit and take a break and see if I can resolve that before I start running anymore. Just to kind of, because there's been a couple of times where I've been trying to talk and my voice just goes out. So.
Yep, I hear that.
Gotcha. All right, and after Hammond was Corey.
I thought it was a lot of fun. I remember I played this back in, it's probably the second module I ever did when I played D&D. And I remember there being lizard men. We didn't find any lizard men, and I was a little disappointed by that. But that's not neither here nor there. I had to re-roll twice. I had 2 characters die, which was a little brutal at first. I think it's a tough. We started at level 1, and this is a tough little dungeon for a level 1 character. Like when you only got 6 hit points or 7 hit points or 8 hit points, it's pretty easy to die. And as I proved, but it was still a lot of fun, and I liked playing. My druid that got killed was a pretty cool desert druid that had used a short bow, which was kind of cool. But I really enjoyed playing the gnome clerics. That was a lot of fun. Yori and Corey had a little fun with that. Yeah, it was good. It was. I wouldn't mind playing Corey again. I think he's a fun little character.
That's awesome. Well, I will see what I can round up for a level 4, 3 or 4 characters. You're level what now? Did it bump you up to 4? Okay.
Yeah.
Did that bump Morden up a level? The XP? No, Morden's about 900 shy.
Oh.
Actually, he hasn't applied XP. Let me apply it for you. Oh no!
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, you are definitely enough to go to 3. Yeah, you guys can go ahead and level up your characters if you want. You don't have to wait. And in fact, when we get done, I will probably just export them and save them for whatever we do after if we decide to continue on these guys. I didn't mean to interrupt, Corey. Are you good? You finished?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I had a lot of fun playing this. I'd totally do it again.
Okay. Camillus.
I had a blast. I want to say I really enjoyed the group. Fun playing with all you guys.
Oh yeah.
This dice roller is broken. No, there's no way we all have that much bad luck. No, I had a blast.
Having played with Doug back in the 80s, his luck was just as bad back then.
Yeah, and Wilson can attest, I have actually sacrificed dice that really pissed me off.
He melted dice with a blowtorch.
Yep, melted them
I've
down.
got a video of it somewhere from my old phone razor.
And then kept that dice and showed it to all my other dice to try and influence them. It did not work. So, no, I had fun. It really brings back the old school feel.
Awesome. Alrighty, and lastly, Arthanol.
I had a great time through the module. My farm boy died pretty quickly, and that was brutal. But that was also super close. I mean,
Yeah,
that fight could have went either way. And we were pushing the limits. One thing, I mean, I'm not sure if it was exactly that time, but sometimes it's like we'll get rolling, and then it's like maybe we've been playing for a couple hours. It's like, oh, should we head back to town? It's like, I'd like to dungeon crawl for another 45 minutes. You know what I mean? Even though maybe it'd be best just to go back to town.
The wise course of action would be to go back, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, sometimes you want to adventure to fill the space, and maybe that's not the best. But I had a great time, and I really like my character. I'm glad that he was able to be reincarnated as himself, basically. So, and he did level up. I got 8 more hit points. I've gotten really lucky on all my hit point rolls for levels. So,
wow, nice. Yeah, you're at 38
that is
now.
There's where all the dice rolling luck's going.
right, I've got 38 wounds or hit points for 4th level.
Nice.
Awesome.
And so I would play this character some more. If that's what people want to do,
I'd continue playing this.
I like this mage.
Okay. Well, we can discuss that in Discord because I know when we finished up Temple of Element Evil, there was discussion of whether they want a high level thing and continuing those guys or starting off a low level, and I kind of wanted to push towards the B2 just to kind of do something that was a little shorter. But like I said, we can discuss that in Discord. So, but there's a couple of things that I wanted to mention that were things that I had put or I tried to do and one of them was kind of late in the game, but there's the Death Cult of Nerul, which you guys were familiar with, but the group, there's also another group of bad guys, and they were another cult of somewhat another death related, but they were going to be the cult of Black Razor. They were going to be people that followed the guy that wielded the Black Razor, and the reason they fought each other is because the cult of Black Razor, they want to drain your souls, whereas the death people just want to kill you and send you off to wherever it is you go. So they hate each other. So they were fighting. That was the black clothing guys that went in. And the thing is you guys you kind of just like ran past them. You saw their bodies. You said, they got a long sword. They got this, that, and the other. Their armor's black, and you didn't do anything other than take their belt pouches. If you had pulled out, their weapons and examined them, you would have saw they were black, and maybe and from then on I was going to emphasize, hey, this is strange, this is weird. They kind of got these scribble marks that look like runes, but they're not magic runes. They're kind of trying to emulate, the Black Razor sword. But
I was going to say, Mike, the way I took it, they were all black, and the dude running the keep is Captain Black. I just thought they were his folks.
Okay, well,
that was me.
Gotcha. I need to be a little more obvious, and I tend to always err on the side of not too much information because I don't want to just tell you guys what it is. But I've said this before. I need to be TV obvious, I guess.
And I also figured, I thought, you know what? Mike did a good job of seeing another group in there, so we did not have to fight 500 undead.
Well, yeah. See,
that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I didn't want another night of you guys sitting there just going back and forth with zombies because that's boring. Nobody likes that. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's what I did. And then part of that was because of the discussion Frankie and I had about, it's just ponderous. It just seems really drug out and things. So after the first one where you guys had fought like 12 zombies and it took the entire freaking night, I was like, okay, not going to do that again. We've already done that. So
yeah.
But I was trying to give it a little something if you guys wanted to go, figure out who they were. Maybe, one of them, I was going to see if somebody paid attention to one of the guys enough to, this one's still alive. You can cast Cure Light Wounds on it. But everybody seemed to be, interested in going to the temple. And I just kind of, okay, they're not interested. We'll go on. But so that was kind of the only real difference I was putting in there. Everything else was the same. There's only one other, monster in here that you guys didn't go through. And I'll just leave that as a question mark. Some of you guys may know what it is, but other than that, you guys went through the whole thing.
Nice.
You guys missed a ton of items and stuff, though, just walking through rooms and not examining things. But it is what it is.
What was the deal with the dwarf army?
Well, random dice rolls, man. It was a random encounter of 221 dwarves. They were just marching, and so I just said, okay, they're going to be marching on to fight the ogres. Again, the ogres were a random encounter that you guys had before that you guys avoided. And so I said, in my head, I was thinking, okay, well, they fight each other. The ogres are trying to take over territories that the dwarves want, so that's what they're doing.
I'm glad we didn't have to fight those 12 ogres.
Yes.
Armor and weapons. Oh my God.
Yeah. It was a pretty bad encounter for you guys at your level, and so I'm glad you decided to just hold off and let them go past.
I was afraid we were going to walk into one of those caves and they were going to come charging out, and I was be like, crap, we found them.
No, and I tried to say that they went over the hill and passed, but you guys, I think, just kind of the next game, you kind of decided that they had went into one of the caves or something. But yeah, they weren't even there. They were in another territory completely. They were just walking. They were going through. Maybe they were trying to find other ogres and convince them to follow them. I don't know. I didn't come up with the thing for that, but
I remember you saying they walked past, but they still made a pretty strong impression.
Yes, yeah. Well, I think we're finished. Like I said, we will kind of talk on Discord about what we want to do next. We're at least going to take a month or two off see if I can't figure out what's going on and get this reflux shit sorted.
Yeah, I feel better.
It doesn't.
Take care of yourself.
It kind of gives me like a raspy, like a smoker voice, and I've never smoked in my life. So, but, if you guys have any other things you want to say, let's go ahead. And otherwise, we can call it an evening and figure
Again,
out what we're gonna do
had
next.
fun. Really enjoyed this group.
Yeah, it's
fun
been a lot of
with you
fun.
Yeah,
guys.
it's nice to play with you guys.
Yeah,
Had a
great
great forward to playing with you guys. in the
Yep,
future.
forward to many more in the future.
Now,
Oh yeah.
all of you guys will be reinvited. And Doug, I appreciate you joining our little team. It was really nice to see how somebody that hasn't played in a while plays. You know, it was nice. It was enjoyable to see new blood, I guess.
Thank you. And my guy survived.
Yeah. One of the few. I think you and Werner are the only two that lasted through the entire
Yeah.
thing.
Rub it in. Rub it in.
I died twice.
I really was amazed the time that I was the only survivor and walked
'Cause
home alone.
Because you ran away.
ran.
You
Yeah.
did what the rest of us should have done. You
I had to bluff and then run.
But you only had one hit point left.
That's right.
Yep.
I mean, that's how close
Exactly.
it was. It wasn't like you strolled out of there, you know. I mean, like you
No.
barely escaped with your life.
Yeah. The two times that I recall you running away, it was by the skin of your teeth.
Yeah.
And one of the times you were completely blinded and you waited for the guy with the shield that glowed in the dark so you could get out alive. When he
Right.
died, you took the shield and hauled ass.
Yep.
So, all right. I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and I'll get the stream shut down and we can visit or whatever. But I really appreciate all you guys that hung around and watched and saw all this went. And if you have any questions about how Fantasy Ground works or anything like that,
Yeah. Appreciate
please
all
post
those
some
roles that they gave us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Over the
Thanks.
time, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes,
It didn't
sir.
help a
Couldn't
lot
make any
tonight.
good use out of them.
Yeah, it didn't help a lot tonight, but it has in the past. Has
Oh, yeah.
absolutely in the past.
Oh yeah.
Yes.